This wedding was held in September in the midst of Tuscany's Chianti region. This was a 2-week stay for an intimate family group. 2 separate venues were selected. The first was a beautiful villa overlooking the Tuscan hills. The villa was used to house everyone for 2 weeks, as well as to host a rehearsal dinner on the Friday before the wedding. For the wedding day, a 12th century castle was selected. This castle was a private residence and sits in the midst of the vineyard and the wine it produces. For the first rehearsal dinner at the villa, I decided to use the existing custom-made long wood table on the terrace under a covered custom-designed trellis. The decor for this was rustic and refined, with the center of the table filled with local flowers in terracotta vases, herb plants, loose fruits of the season. Mini mason jars were hung from above to serve as candle holders. The evening was perfect, with candlelight overlooking a magical scenery. For the wedding day, the next day at the castle, the ceremony was held on the grounds high above the wineries. It was a stunning backdrop and did not require any additional decor. After the ceremony, and while cocktails were being served, I surprised the couple and the guests by bringing in the famous sbandieratori, flag wavers of the city of Florence, whose perfect throws originate from the Middle Ages. This was a huge and welcome surprise to all, and the best time to throw in some local folklore. For the dinner, I decided to use the court of the castle and used square tables instead of the more traditional rounds to complement the shape of the square court. The door that led from the court to the beautiful private gardens remained open all night, as to give guests during dinner a view of the grounds to sort of bring the outside in. Trying to stay somewhat true to the history of the castle, I tried to complement the medieval period with a softer contemporary style. The chartreuse colored tablecloths, along with the matching chair covers, were designed in New York City, and I brought them to Italy personally in an extra suitcase. I chose this color because it was almost the same color as the grass of the grounds that surrounded the castle. The selection of color provided a seamless continuity between the court of the castle and the beautiful grounds. The centerpieces consisted of very tall silver candelabras filled with flowers in purples, greens, reds, and blues. The bride's favorite color was purple. The well in the court was completely filled and overflowing with flowers. Topiary trees were brought in to add green to the castle walls and entrance. The dinner menu was a Tuscan feast, and the various courses matched with complementing wines, all local of course. A short introduction to the wines was made by the owner of the castle and winery. After dinner, the guests moved to the living room of the castle, where a dessert extravaganza was waiting for them, as well as a jazz trio from some late-night lounge and light dancing. This was a destination wedding, which means dealing with a different country, in a different language, different ways of doing things. Italy is steeped in history, and Florence and Tuscany are very conservative regions of this incredible country. Tradition, which is a large part of the attraction to this territory, is also what can make for resistance to strangers and to the introduction of different ideas. Securing the castle for this event was the first of such hurdles. As it is a private residence, the owners are very particular about who they allow to come in, and have, in the past, turned away many people interested in the use of the property. In this case, it was very helpful that I am actually Italian. This to say that I thoroughly understand the local mentality and am keenly aware of the sensitivities involved. After a long conversation with the owner of the castle and many reassurances, I was given the okay. This couple was lovely and had a very close relationship with their families. They envisioned a 2-week holiday with the closest family members and an intimate wedding celebration. The first week of September in Chianti is not likely to rain. However, one never knows. The backup plan in this case was to move the dinner indoors. This would have worked out very nicely, but definitely would not have had the same impact as the original plan, with which we were very lucky to move forward. It was truly a spectacular set, which made for a memorable experience to be treasured by all.